The coolest celebrity I've ever met. Hmm. I'd say the coolest for me, like the not like them being cool, but like the coolest in my mind was meeting the Wolf of Wall Street. I
Oh,
had a
really?
yeah, I had dinner with him.
No
Um,
kidding.
yeah, I sat right next to him. It was a birthday dinner for one of the kids on Team 10, one of the members. And we were at a long dinner table. Like if you picture like 20 people at a dinner table on a big, like old school style table. We were at this restaurant called Beauty in Essex in Hollywood. If people are around, they know about it. It's a pretty popular restaurant. Yeah, and he came in for the member's birthday, and he sat right next to me and Jake, literally in between us, and it was just the coolest shit ever. Because the movie, like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just the Wolf of Wall Street.
Yep.
Yeah, and we asked him a couple to tell us a couple stories. We're like, all right, you got to give us something. We're like, what? Like, give us something, man. And we're like, we're like, I want, we're just begging him to give us something. And he's like, all right, all right, all right. He's like, you watched the movie? And we're like, yeah, of course. And he's like, all right. He's like, in the movie, the aunt died, and that's why we had to take the boat, the yacht over to Europe, and that's they got capsized and they had to be rescued by international waters or whatever, the Coast Guard.
Mhm.
Um, that's not actually why they were going there. He told us the real reason is they were partying. They had a bunch of quaaludes, and they said it's like the fifth stage of quaalude. The movie went to four. It's like you go something, something, something. And remember when he's all delusional out of the Lamborghini, like the
Oh, yeah.
fourth
That was a
stage where
crazy
he's like,
scene.
you
That
get
was
sloppy. There's a
DiCaprio did amazing in that scene.
there's a fifth stage after that. That was the fourth stage DiCaprio was showing. There's a stage after that where you like come back from the like slouchiness or all everything, and you fully amped and you're like wired like on Adderall, is what he said. Is you go from this like incoherent slug to you're wired locked in. It's the fifth stage. And he's like, this is when you've done way too many quaaludes. Um, and you can't stop moving. He's like, you just can't stop. You have to be doing something. And so they were on the boat and they told the captain, just drive, like, or sail, go to Europe, sail. And the captain told him there's a giant storm. He literally looked at him and said, I don't care, sail. Like either you're gonna sail and we're gonna pay you, or we'll get someone else to do it. Either way, we're sailing. And so they just sailed into the middle of a storm
Shit.
and it went south. They had to get rescued, but it was solely because they just couldn't sit still because they were on Quaaludes and they wanted to
Wow.
sail. And they sailed right into a storm, man. I was shook. I'm like, wow,
That,
that's
dude, that's
just
an intense story, man. Like that movie, I saw that years ago when it first came out, and I remember that was the first time I'd seen Margot Robbie, and of course DiCaprio was
mhm.
incredible, and it was a great cast. I mean, Jonah Hill was in that, and the whole story, the plot line behind it was just insane. And I remember
Wild.
that Quaalude part where the Lamborghini and he's crawling, and
Yeah.
it was just yeah,
It
that was one of
was
those parts of the movie you never forget. I'm like, yep.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't even realize that like that's how it was at the time too. Like that, like you could live a life like that. Like seeing that movie is honestly like what inspired me to want to be rich. I was like, dude, these guys do whatever they want whenever they want because they're rich and they're good at what they do. Like I want that. Like what? Like I was thinking about like I don't know. That movie really is probably one of my favorite movies of all time. It put into perspective like how working some trash 9 to 5 that you hate, going to college when you don't want to go, all of that doesn't matter. There's a way to make it, and there's a way to do what you want to do and get rich always.